Hey, how's it going, YouTube? How y'all doing today? Cattle are grazing some grass. I did get some fertilizer on this field yesterday. I put on about 25 pounds of fertilizer is what I would estimate. So I got about, I figured I got about 60, 65 pounds an acre right now of nitrogen fertilizer on this grass. We got about a ½ inch of rain too. So yep, I put nitrogen fertilizer on this field. Then it got a ½ inch of rain on it. So it was just a perfect amount of rain. It's just a good amount of rain. If it rains too much, this water, this soil will saturate. So what I mean by saturate is that there will be so much water in the soil that it loses its ability to drain that water fast enough. So there will just be water pooling everywhere. When that water starts pooling, that's when stuff like fertilizer gets washed away, stuff like that. Seeds get washed away, etc., etc. So ½ inch of rain is good in terms of putting fertilizer on the field. A 1/4 inch, somewhere between a 1/4 inch to a ½ inch of fertilizer is what I consider good for this soil. Different soils have different drainage properties. So some soils may drain a bit faster. So like a real sandy soil, if it rains ½ an inch, it may just drain through that soil. I have a real heavy clay soil here though. So this clay soil, well, if it rains more than ½ an inch or so, once it starts getting into that 1 inch of rain territory in a day, there will be so much water in the soil that this soil will begin to pull water. When it begins to pull water, that's when I start losing fertilizer. That's when I start to see fertilizer get washed away. So I did get some fertilizer on this field yesterday. It did rain today, so that's good. Everything's good. I got this fertilizer, I figured this fertilizer, I could put fertilizer on it right now. Then when I plant Sudan grass, when I drill some Sudan grass, I'll only put a little bit of phosphorus with potassium with some sulfur on the soil, then just call it a day. When I till this grass in, it'll add a lot of nitrogen back into the soil too. So this grass right here, if it all gets tilled back into the soil, that'll put a lot of nitrogen back into the soil as well. It'll put a lot of carbon into the soil. It'll put a lot of nitrogen into the soil. It'll so I'll only be putting some phosphorus with a good bit of potassium. I know that my soil also needs some sulfur too. Usually my soil will need some sulfur, so I'll put a bit of sulfur in here too. I'll till all that in before I drill Sudan grass. So this grass right here will be nitrogen fertilizer. So I just instead of applying nitrogen fertilizer when I'm planting Sudan grass, I'll just till this grass in. Then say that's all I'll be using for nitrogen fertilizer until I need more. Until I see signs of plants needing more, that's all the nitrogen fertilizer that I'll be putting on this field. Some of this guy right here, he's a real just good looking animal. He's just a real solid gainer. He's just a very good gainer. He's been putting on weight well. Animals are all grazing though. They all just run walking around grazing. Got these small ones grazing. Got them all on grass. I need to put some more weight on these animals. I still need to go pick up silage equipment. I've been running a budget for about how much am I gonna spend on this silage equipment. What am I looking to do? How am I gonna budget for it? So my budget for it right now, as of right now, is I'm looking to take about $25,000 in loan. I'm gonna take a 25. Okay, so here's my whole thing that I came up with on my silage budget, on my silage equipment budget. Is that this silage equipment is something that I'm gonna need for a long time. These tractors, I may be looking to file them for a. Well, Boggy. Yeah, that's my neighbor. I'm looking to file these tractors for an emissions reductions grant. But the silage equipment is something that I'll need to keep for a long time. So Yeah, but so I need to buy good silage equipment. Long story short, I need to buy good silage equipment. I may be well, okay. So my whole thing about buying used equipment is always ask for it ask for a discount, a steep discount, like 30%. Always assume that always just anticipate that I will need to fix something on it. Something's gonna go wrong with it. I will have zero warranty on it, so it could be a chain, it could be a belt, it could be something simple, it could just be a sheared bolt, but something's gonna go wrong with it. It's going to need its filters changed, it's going to need oil, something is going to happen with that equipment. So if I'm going to buy a used equipment, always just assume, it isn't an assumption, it's just logically anticipate that something is going to happen that requires money. Ask for a 30% discount. That's just my big thing about used equipment at this point. Is just flat out ask for a 30% discount. Because what are they gonna do? Say no? And if it's too expensive, and if they say no, just go somewhere else. Because at the end of the day, it's not the only piece of equipment on the planet. So, yep, I'm looking. So when I buy silage equipment, I'm going to be looking for. I need to find something good, because I'll be holding on to it I'll be using it for a long time. I'll be using it for a long time. I'll be using it for more than 2 years. These tractors, I anticipate that I'll be using these tractors for 2 years. Then I'll be either, okay, so here's my big plan. I've kind of been working through this of what am I going to do. So my tractors, the big plan for these tractors is that I'm going to use them, run them for this business. Then in 2 years, I'll file to have a grant money for it to get new equipment in 2 years. I'll take a 2-year loan to buy the tractor. Then I'll file it. I'll run it for equipment. I will run it for 2 years to get to file it for grant money. Then if that grant fails, so if I fail to get grant money, I will just sell that tractor. Then or hold on to it, or whatever else, maybe file for grant money the next year, or then I will I'll probably sell the equipment, maybe who knows, sell it, hold it, whatever. I could do whatever I wanted with it, because at that point I would own it. So one of my big things about the whole making money through equity situation is that if I take a 2-year loan to buy a tractor, so if I take a 2-year loan to buy a tractor, then I run a business with that tractor to pay for that tractor. In 2 years, I'll have that tractor paid off. If I have that tractor paid off, I own it. So I will have equity built into that tractor. So let's say I take $25,000 worth of equipment, and I make a 50% return on it. I make $12,500 a year by having that $25,000 worth of equipment. I will have paid for all of the equipment in 2 years. So I could turn that into cash essentially by selling the equipment. I could, even if I had zero positive net income, I could actually turn that into a positive cash reserve by selling the equipment. So, yep, I will have equity built into the equipment. So, and like if I go and get a 2005 tractor, let's say I go get a 15-year-old tractor, a 20-year-old tractor, it won't really matter that it's a 22-year-old tractor or a 17-year-old tractor. The price will pretty much be the same. Where the price really drops off on these tractors is for brand new ones. So if I got a brand spanking new one, it's like buying a car. If I got a brand spanking new car, the moment I drove it off of a lot, the price of that vehicle would drop substantially. Would drop like a rock. But if it's a 15-year-old tractor, it won't really matter that it's a 17-year-old tractor when I sell it. If it's a 20-year-old tractor, it won't matter that it's a 22-year-old tractor when I sell it. So I'm looking for a real decent, good tractor. Yep. So I'm looking for a good tractor. I've been I'm working on this Ford 800 tractor that I have right now. I've been looking into it, and I found out that I can actually I'm 95% sure that I can fix it up. My first try. I'm 95% sure I can fix it up my first try. I was actually kind of hoping that I had blown up the engine in some way, because I thought that would be it'd be a great experience to be able to. I really would like to one day, if I get another tractor, then if I get another tractor, then I end up having I have this tractor as a backup of a backup tractor. I'm honestly just gonna open the engine up and I'm gonna pull one piston out, then put it back in, because I just want to try it. I feel like I just really want to work on a cylinder. I'm going to replace the head gasket too, just because I really want to just work on I really want to work on an engine. I just really want to do it. I really want to do it, but I don't want to do it when it's my only backup tractor. So if my tractor right now blows up, my diesel tractor blows up, my 35 horsepower diesel tractor blows up, then I still have that 40 horsepower tractor to run to like drill seed or fertilizer or anything like that. So I don't want to do it when it's my backup. But if it's the backup of my backup, I'm gonna open it up just because. But yeah, I really want to work on an engine, and I really want to. I've already got this planned. I'm going to change out the head gasket, and I'm going to. I'm just gonna pull a piston out, and I'm gonna look at it, and then I'm gonna put it back in. That's the plan. Changing the head gasket, it's gonna cost me like $50 or something. It ain't gonna cost much. I just really want to open up the engine. I really want to work on an engine. It's just that Ford tractor, that Ford 800 is my backup tractor. So if my main tractor blows up in the middle of like planting or something, I need to have a tractor to be able to finish working, to finish planting or finish fertilizing or anything like that. So yeah, but that's why I don't want to open it up right now. But when I get my other tractor, I'm going to open this one up. It's really easy to open up I've been reading a manual on how to do it, and I'm gonna do it. I really want to do it. Got this grass really growing in. It kind of looks like it's a little. When I get real close on it, it's kind of easy to see that this grass is growing in. It just kind of looks like there ain't anything there when I'm this far away. But there's grass. Grass is growing in. Grass is growing in. It's probably 5-6 inches tall. So grass is really growing in. I fertilized it. Got a lot of grass on this field. It just looks short when it's on camera. But these cattle are really eating it up. They're putting on weight. I need to I got to I gotta just keep at it. Gotta make some money. I'm still putting equipment together. Yep, I gotta make some money. So I'm gonna get a tractor. I've been really running through numbers on my budget of what I'm looking to do, and so my big plan is I'm gonna take a $25,000 loan. The reason I'm gonna take a $25,000 loan is because I'm looking to align this up with the 2-year grant, with that emissions reductions grant. And so I'd like to have the equipment paid for in 2 years. And so, yep, I'd like to have this equipment paid for in 2 years. Got a lot of grass. And so the big idea for the budget is that one of my big things right now is that I'm looking into buying more land. And so I need more land. Well, okay, so if I'm looking to buy more land and then I need to buy equipment on top of buying that land, that's going to be a tremendous sum of money. So I can buy a 50-acre field a half an hour from Dallas for about, I believe it's about $2,200 a month right now with current interest rates, with current loan programs. But for that $2,200 a month, I can buy about 50 acres of grain field. And so if I have to buy equipment on top of that, then I have to pay another $1,000. My monthly expenses for everything goes to $3,000 a month to have equipment as well as have land to farm on. So that I see that as a tremendous risk, tremendous risk, because how am I going to make $3,000 a month on 50 acres? Then make enough money to make a profit as well, so that I can, if something goes wrong, I can pay for it. Like if I need, but I mean, something always happens, and that something always requires money. It's always gonna happen. It may be a tire goes out. It may be the hydraulic pump blows up. Something's gonna happen, and then I will need money. So I need to make a profit, and then I also need to eat. That's important to consider too. I need to eat. I need to keep gas in my tank. I need to pay for my bills, etc., etc. So I need to make money, and so just having to pay $3,000 a month just to have land as well as pay for equipment, that is a tremendous expense. That would be a huge risk. And so I need to split that up. I need to buy the equipment now, have it paid for in full, then I can buy land. And then I can use this equipment, or I can take grant money from the equipment to buy new equipment when I have new land to go farm that new property. Even if I fail to get grant money, because I don't really think like oh my God, the government is where I should be getting money from. That is in the government. I see the government, in all honesty, the government is just kind of a well, I don't see them as I do think that the government is good at certain things, but I think they're also horrible at certain things too. I'm gonna just be honest. They are good at certain things, but there are certain things that the government is just absolutely awful at. And so, yep, if I fail to get government money, that'll be completely fine, because I will still own this equipment. I can sell this equipment. I can turn my equity into cash for to purchase different equipment. There's a lot of opportunities. I just gotta stay about it. I just gotta keep after it. But one big huge thing is I need to purchase equipment now, then pay for it in full before I buy more land. Then big idea is to pay for it in full by running a business with that equipment, which will then essentially turn into a pool of equity. I could sell that equipment after 2 years to turn my equity into cash. So yep, I see that as a huge potential risk for me. Is there a huge risk in starting a business? Absolutely, but there is also a huge risk in believing that I am able to live my life taking zero risk. So I need to take risk. It is what it is. If I purchase $25,000 worth of equipment to make a 50% return on it, that would be huge. That would be tremendous. Because ultimately, the long further down the road, what will happen is that this equipment will have been paid for while still producing a positive cash flow. That positive cash flow could then cover some of the expenses that I would need in terms of leveraging for more land. So I need to do this, and I need to do this well. I only get one shot at this. If I go $25,000 in the hole, then go bankrupt, it's game over. I mean, for the next 3, 4, 5 years of my life, I will just sit there just paying debt. Zero further opportunities. So I need to make sure I do tremendously well. So there's a lot going on. That's it for me today, YouTube. Y'all have a good one.